guys, so these are my midday musings, and today was a hospital day, so I had to go into a hospital to get an intravenous infusion, which which basically is where they put a needle into my vein and they drain some fluids into me for like 2 to 3 hours, and then I sign some autographs. So yeah, that was really vulnerable, but yeah, that's what happens like once a month. And today I was thinking, how do my nurses actually find my veins? Because I would go to hospital, I would look at my hands and I would say I can't really see my veins, or sometimes I would get it here and I would say can't really see my veins too much, but they would feel my arm, and after like 5 seconds they found my vein, and they do this process called cannulation where they insert the needle into my arm. I thank God I'm not scared of needles, but they would do all of that, and I would think, how comes they can find my veins but I can't? Because if it came to me having to find someone else's vein, I would conclude that, yeah, sorry doc, this person doesn't have any veins, like I haven't been able to find it. And then I got to thinking how the reason I can't find it is because I don't know what I'm looking for. And so I would conclude that, yeah, I can see their skin, I can see flesh, I can see all these different things, but I can't see veins. And so I started to think about 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 7, where the Bible says that we have this treasure in earthen vessels, meaning that God is able to see the treasure. But when we look at a person, we might see their flesh, we might see all these earthly or sensual things, but God sees, no, I see potential. I see someone who I have chosen. I see someone who I have called, whereas we can't see the calling of people. And so we could easily say, nah, God, not that one. Did you see them on Sunday? Better yet, God, did you see this one on Monday? Nah, forget it, not this one, God. But it's because we're seeing them as an earthen vessel. But God says, no, I can see the treasure in them. I can see the veins. You see skin, but I've been trained to see the veins. So I just thought, whoa, because one thing I always say to God is, God, I'll never see what you see in me. I'll never see the calling on my life. I'll never understand why you've chosen me. Because it's like, God, I see the earthen vessel. I see the fleshly aspects. But God says, no, I see them too. But I'm looking for something different. You're not looking for veins because you haven't been trained to see the veins. But God says, I see the skin in the same way that you see the skin. But I've been trained to see veins. I've been trained to see the treasure in this earthen vessel. And so amidst all of the flesh, amidst all of the shortcomings, amidst all of the failures, I see treasure. And so I just felt so encouraged that God, He chooses to see the best in you. Just as my nurses, they choose to see my veins. Whereas I give up very quickly and I say, nah, I can't see what you're seeing. I've concluded that I don't have veins. In the same way that sometimes about ourselves, we conclude that, no, God, there's nothing good about me. There's no treasure here. I'm not called. I can't be used. I can't be chosen because there's nothing valuable about me. But God says, no, tranquilo, you don't know what you're looking for. But God says, I know what I'm looking for, and I've found what I've been looking for. I've found the treasure in this earthen vessel. And so I just thought, wow.